This season, a new hot deal has arrived at Metro. $25 a line for 4 lines with all the data you need and 4 free Samsung Galaxy A15 5G phones. Getting Metro's best deals is easy. No ID required, no activation fees. Get a new number or keep your own. It's up to you. That's 4 lines for $25 a line, plus 4 free phones. Visit a store or go online today. Only at Metro by T-Mobile.
When you join Metro Plus Tax. For a limited time and subject to change. Max 1 offer per account.
Y'all ready for our webinar?
Everybody, welcome to Pod Maverick After Dark. This is Kirk Anderson and Josh Bowe. I apologize for starting the show that way. We have a temporary new start to our show just because there are some concerns that maybe the music we were using might not be rights free. Whatever, we'll have it changed out within the next couple of shows, but that's just the way our shows are gonna start for now. I'm Kirk Henderson, joined as always by Josh Bowe. We're coming to you following the 8th seed play-in game between the Dallas Mavericks and the Memphis Grizzlies, which was an absolute total waste of your fucking time. Fuck the Dallas Mavericks. Fuck all this. Let's just go to bed. Show over. Good night.
And yeah, that sounds pretty good. All right, good night.
I don't know, man. What do we even do?
No, I mean,
how do we talk about this game?
I don't even know. We probably, Memphis scored. I was a little more confident that they were going to win this game. Yes, partly because I know that I feel like we're living a cursed existence, but also because the Mavericks have had some advantages. The only way Memphis was going to win this game was if they made it an up-tempo game. And of course, the Mavericks turned the ball over 16 times. They did it 6 times in the first 5 minutes of the first quarter. Memphis had 19 fast break points, but I swear to God, 15 of those were in the first 12 and a half minutes of this game. And they thumped them in the first quarter, and then that was it. Because you look at quarters 2 through 4, and it was basically almost even. So the 15-point first quarter, they kind of cruised from there. The Mavericks were not prepared to start the game. And by the time they kind of got their ducks in a row, they were down 15, 17 points. And they just literally, this isn't a team that can make comebacks because they can't shoot threes. If you're going to make a team about defense and size, you have to play ahead. And they literally never had the lead in this game. So.
Well, another part about a team that is built on size and defense is that they have to be big and play defense.
Defense, yeah. Yes.
I mean,
Memphis,
there were...
Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know how to talk about this performance because I am simply not remotely interested in any narratives coming out of this. ESPN was doing their best to make the game interesting, and
because they don't want people to change the channel. It's a Friday night.
That's right. So Dave Pash and Tim Legler were talking about how Kyrie could be back by January. This team has something, blah, blah. And I have a third-party connection to Tim Legler, and I'm going to send a pretty nasty note to my friend. And I'm just going to be like, what are we doing? If Kyrie comes back in January, I think we'll all be really, really happy. But that is an asinine reason.
I think
it's
considering
so
how
disrespectful to just logic.
I think considering how hard Legler went in on the Mavs after the trade, that is a top-down mandate probably.
Oh yeah, because Nico Harrison, and we know this. Look, I don't care. I'll unload both barrels at this point. I have it on pretty fucking good authority that Nico Harrison has bitched to ESPN relentlessly about their coverage of him. And so there's an element of this because making fun of the Luka Doncic trade, we as podcasters kind of know this. We don't want to talk about it, but it keeps coming up. Today is, if you do the math, today's the 77th day since February 1st when he was traded. 77, Luka Doncic's number. Not to be Robert Downey, like I feel like Spider-Man in No Way Home, where it's just like I see him everywhere. And it's because I do, and I'm tired of I was turning into this game and look, the Kings game was a welcome surprise. I'm not going to sit here and lie. When I watch the actual basketball games, I am so psyched up about watching the actual basketball games. But then they come out tonight and they look completely surprised that Ja Morant is going to attack the rim. Like
Jason Kidd had a pregame quote where Tim McMahon had a report where he's like, Mavericks coaching staff said Ja Morant is high on their defensive game plan priority.
Was the plan to escort him to the rim?
Yeah, it was not great.
I mean, granted, I need to put some respect to Ja Morant. Like he's when he's player. On, he was on.
I mean, that putback dunk, that's like something only he's a one of one kind of athlete, and that especially for a guard.
Well, and it was really incredible on the putback dunk, watching the guy who's guarding him, who is in Najee Marshall, just watch him.
Yeah.
It was one of the most pathetic defensive performances from a team that's supposed to be steeped in defense that I could have ever imagined. And it starts with the starting lineup. And they once again went with Najee Marshall at point guard. They didn't bother playing Brandon Williams until the 3-minute mark when it was already a 15-point game.
Yep. And then he had a pretty bad, not bad, but he was erratic when he was in those first half minutes. And then they dusted off Spencer Dinwiddie. And in 4 minutes, he missed 2 shots, -3, was not good. And then they went back to Brandon Williams, who was actually kind of good. Kid panicking over Williams playing 3 minutes that wasn't perfect basketball, and then going to Dinwiddie was not great. But also, doesn't matter. Brandon Williams could have played 35 minutes. They weren't going to win this game. So, that's another thing. We probably should talk about Anthony Davis because he had 40
I don't know
points.
I don't know
It's very weird because clearly he's hurt. He needs surgery. Yep. He's probably going to get it because they've got, now that there's no playoffs, he's got extra time to react.
I mean, he had 40 points.
Yeah. I mean, you say what you will. He had 40 points. And it wasn't chucking. 40 points on 29 shots. That's pretty good efficiency. 16 of 29 from the floor.
But team worst, -18.
No, yeah, he didn't start turning it on till the Mavericks were down 25.
20 points.
He was 3 out of his first 7, and the Mavericks are down 20 plus. His defense is awful, and then the Mavericks get down 20 plus, and he got to work. It's great that he got to work, but it's one of those things where I don't know how to react because obviously he's hurt, so I don't want to crush a guy for playing hurt because he really could have just not played. And a lot of people probably have told him to not play. Well, and he's playing anyway, which is great. But also, if you can't help the team win, maybe don't play. You know what I mean?
That's honestly my problem with him playing. Not because I institutionally for the Dallas Mavericks, them missing the playoffs and getting a higher draft pick is better for the organization. Just is.
Yeah.
And they forced Luka out, and Luka used to get killed for 2 games of sitting. Okay. Everybody's praising Anthony Davis for playing and hurting the Mavericks lottery chances while, I don't know how to judge Anthony Davis quite candidly, because the defense that he played for Dallas was some of the worst I could have envisioned. It was Dwight Powell-esque. He was not good most games, with the 2 exceptions of when they played 2 of the worst Eastern Conference teams. The Raptors and the Hawks. And you wrote something in the recap, I need to go pull it up, that really sticks with me, where it's just Anthony Davis getting hurt in a 40-point game where the Mavericks were down double digits just sort of encapsulates the Anthony Davis experience. And I'm trying to be patient, but he represents all that is failed with this trade. And I'm not interested in being a fan of his. I'm sorry. I'm not.
And that's not his fault.
It's not his fault. And so I don't want to take it out on him personally, but it's watching that. And then, the chat is killing 2 other players who we are going to get to.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Compared you guys
got some takes ready to fire on.
You guys are correct about those players, by the way. I'm just, Anthony Davis is supposed to be the centerpiece.
He's the best player, right? Yeah, he's who they're building around for the next 3 years.
And I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of nasty YouTube comments tomorrow about how we're wrong, and if he didn't play, we'd be down 50. Well, guys, guess what? We still lost by 16. So look, 15, 60, 200. I don't fucking care. The Dallas Mavericks lost.
Yep, season's over. Let's just get to those guys because I considered me and you really big Derek Lively guys.
Oh yeah,
I feel like it's over. Like, are you done? I was kind of surprised seeing some of your
so Mark Stein is we're gonna know more tomorrow, and like Mark Stein has not started. Mark Stein is kind of openly questioning Dallas Mavericks medical staff decision making on his Twitter feed right now and on DLOS, and it sounds like they knew more. And, this just all looks really terrible in relation to the Casey Smith quiet firing. He's now with the New York Knicks, and, he was widely regarded as one of the best trainers in basketball. And Nico Harrison forced him into quiet fired him. Like, Nico Harrison is also
his contract expired, but
they told him he wasn't going to be sitting on the bench. We talked about this.
Yeah, can't go to games.
He can't go to games, and so they basically sent him home and told him he could pay out his contract.
Right.
In February, they missed the fact that the new training staff missed the fact that he had a broken ankle.
Yeah, because what?
I don't know what to do with that. I've had a lot of weird medical issues in my life, but missing a broken ankle and then Nico Harrison trying to act like it was fine because they caught it later, it's like...
No, actually, that was a good thing because they found it, Kirk.
They found it as opposed to him getting gangrene and his whole fucking leg falling off. Like, are those the two options that we have here? Like, there's just some real clown show stuff. And like, what really pains me is I still remember Dante Exum breaking his hand, which that was a freak accident. Let's just be clear here. Dante Exum breaking his hand was a freak accident.
It has nothing to do with the training staff. Yeah,
minutes after the Dallas the broadcast team did an extended segment on the training staff. Like, it was like
it's been that season. It's been that season, right?
So but my lively take is this. Since coming back from the trade, he has been nothing short of awful. That's not a take, that's a fact.
No,
because he had 10 points.
Hasn't looked like himself. No, hasn't looked good.
And so someone told me, it's like, oh, he's a Luka merchant on offense, blah, 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 blah. I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think we haven't seen anything that Derek Lively can do in this season. He didn't do anything. They didn't let him do anything. I think on defense last year, his evolution in the final 25 games, including playoff stuff, is a key component of why the Mavericks got to the finals.
Yeah.
And his defense in these last several games was Dwight Powell-esque. He was awful.
Yeah.
He was fried chicken.
Yeah. Really bad on switches, which he was kind of bad on that last year too.
But he learned. He seemed to improve.
Yeah, he had a good block tonight. He had 2 steals, but yeah, just the impact defensively is just not the same. And you just wonder, just the injury, because he actually was playing better before he got hurt. If you remember that lineup, the Mavericks' real starting lineup before Luka got traded, Luka, Clay, oh my gosh, Luka, Kyrie, Clay, PJ Lively was incredible. Now they only played 50 minutes or however many possessions they played, but they were incredible, and Lively was kind of looking good in that regard. And I wonder if it's just the injury just effed him up, and he never got back to it, because you kind of need quick feet to play good defense, and if you suffer a broken bone in your ankle or a stress fracture or whatever it was, I'm sure that really messes up your lateral mobility, which you could see on full display on those switches. And then, just offensively kind of makes sense. I'm willing to write off, no Luka, Kyrie gets hurt. They didn't really have any point guards. Like, he's, as much as I love Lively, guys, he's not going to self-create his own offense. He's always going to be reliant on his offense getting created for him. At best, you can hope he turns into a dribble handoff hub. But yeah, the defense. Everything after that was it's disappointing. It feels like a lost season for him. You know what I mean?
That's the fair, and I hope whoever ends up writing the season review for him when Mavs Moneyball talks about that. Like I tweeted, like how much could the Mavericks get for him? It's just because we have to start asking these questions, because a center who doesn't score on his own right now
and can't shoot threes,
won't shoot threes. I think he can.
Yeah,
hasn't shot threes, and is also, you need to part if his defense is not great, and I don't believe that. I believe his defense can come back. You just need to ask the question, because without a primary hub for an offense, meaning a Luka Doncic, his value goes down. It just does.
Yeah, it does. He goes from, looking like, I don't know what you want to say, but to like Nick Claxton, which Nick Claxton is a very good player. But in my head, after seeing what Lively did his rookie season, I had grander aspirations than that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And then we got to talk about the other guy who didn't score any points in the starting lineup, PJ Washington.
Poor guy.
Which is a shame, because I think Mavs fans have really taken to liking, like he's really become a favorite player.
Yep.
Especially, some on Twitter, people call him a shame haver, and he seems to always, even if the Mavericks lose, he seems to mostly show up. He did not show up, missed all his shots, didn't score, had 5 fouls, was not engaged in the game really at all. Like he never, from opening tip, he was not in it. And really, that's a shame. Like, because Lively and PJ not only are two of your long-term starters, but they're also two of your younger players. Like, you need these guys. Like, they're going to need these guys unless they trade them for Kevin Durant in about 3 months. But yeah, that was rough. He was awful. He never got in the game. And what's especially awful is he should have really had a great game, because Memphis, yes, they start 2 big, Zach Edey, Jaren Jackson Jr. That's a big front court.
Yep.
They play a lot of small guards. Like, they start Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Scottie Pippen Jr. That's what all those guys are, like 6'2", 6'1", 6'3". Like, there are opportunities for the Mavericks to get PJ guarded by those guys, get his ass in the post them up, get physical.
Well,
but it's hard to post up PJ when you've got 2 centers. Like, so there's no space for it.
I want to take a quick break, and then I want to circle back to this, because I saw something in the first quarter that just sort of was emblematic of their problems. Guys, I'm going to do my best to insert some mid-roll ads here. Those of you who have been letting me know that they're not playing, sorry, I'm working on it. It seems to be just kind of an issue with changing feeds. Our parent company, Odyssey, has been quite fantastic. You guys may know them because I'm pretty sure they own 105.3 The Fan. Is that the name of the station? Yeah.
Yeah, 105.3 The Fan.
Yeah, and the Dallas area. So, like, we're kind of quasi partners with them. The Fan, so listen to those ads. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. All right, guys, we really appreciate you sticking with us during these trying times. Sorry, it shouldn't be that glib. Like the show, subscribe to the podcast. Josh and I will continue into the off season. At the moment, I'm a little trepidatious about what that means. Josh and I always find a way to talk. We'll be fine. I have some ideas, but it's just...
Yeah, we can do once a week. We'll find out. You've got your basketball shadow broker. We'll be doing stuff. I mean, really through the play. Like, I'm really only worried after summer league, because realistically, there's enough. Like, we could probably go twice a week on different draft stuff, and I'm going to host live shows. We're going to be doing stuff, guys. Not only are we contractually obligated, we both want to. So we'll keep doing stuff. We're not. One of the things that I like to remind people now and again, just like, this is not Josh and I's job. Like, we got some really incredibly rude comments last show, which made me laugh. Which is like, well, we have other Dallas Mavericks podcasts to choose from. And it's like, yeah, you do. People who get paid because it's their full-time job. Everybody else that do this, that used to be kind of a part-time thing, they don't do it no more. Because it's not worth it, because Luka's not here, so we don't get those extra views. Josh and I are sticking with it because we care. I want to talk about something I noticed in the first quarter.
There was a cool opportunity. It was left wing. Anthony Davis gets a screen set for him by Derek Lively. And for some reason, Klay Thompson runs into the open space and posts it up. Do you remember this?
I don't remember this play. But
well, it ended up being a really busted thing. But like Klay ran to the right block, or I'm sorry, the block that was right in front of them and just clogged all the spacing.
Do you remember how the possession ended? Because I can find it. I can find it.
It had to have been in like the first 7 minutes of the game, but it was one of the. I was like tweeting about it. It doesn't ultimately matter in the sense of we were looking for some big to big action in this game because I still think following this game, Derek Lively, Anthony Davis are better than Jaren Jackson and Zach Edey. That's just my belief. It did not shine through in that game whatsoever. And I blame that on the coaching staff in a lot of regards because the only thing Anthony Davis, like I'm shading him and I'm being kind of an ass, but like he was put in jump shot situations until 20 points down. Like what were they doing? What was the game plan?
Yeah, I don't know what they were trying to do to start the game because literally Memphis sucks in the half court. Like you have to make it like this. It's got to be a half court game, and how loose they were with the ball.
Oh my god!
Like I didn't understand it. And then they get back at the reason why it wasn't a 35-point laugher is because then they slowed it down and they started posting up more and they started kind of controlling. It wasn't pretty offense, wasn't a lot of pick and rolls and passes, but it was like, hey, let's just walk the ball up, dump it to 80 in the post, and that way we're not going to turn it over and give up a layup. We'll control it. Even if it's a missed shot, at least we can get back on defense because we're not turning the ball over at the front line. I don't know why it took them to the second quarter to kind of calm down. And that
he did some weird stuff.
That should have, who, AD?
Yeah, like he only ended up with 3 turnovers, but there was one loose ball play. And this is again first quarter where he's at the 3-point line, but he's kind of extended towards half court from the free throw line. So he's kind of like center right. And he drives left and tries a one-handed left-handed shovel pass to someone who's 4 feet away. And the ball ends up in like a Benny Hill situation. And I don't even think it counted as an official turnover, but they were so loosey-goosey with the ball. And it very much spoke to the Dallas Mavericks need guards. I don't know. I'm overemphasizing
they could use some guards. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, Memphis doesn't shoot a lot of threes, and that's the thing. Memphis comes into this game as mostly a paint team. They don't shoot a lot of threes. They were bottom half of the league in 3-point frequency. And they shot 31 threes and they made 13 of them. Like, clearly Memphis was like, okay, like it looked like they adapted to the game where the Mavericks kind of didn't. Like, I don't know. Like, it felt like one team read a scouting report and the other team didn't, which is like crazy because that was the opposite for the Sacramento game where that might have been the best game Jason Kidd has coached all season.
Right.
Like, so I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened between now and then. It was like they got monstered.
You want to see something great?
What?
We're going to start this bad boy over. See if the audio will play here.
I don't hear it. Okay.
Sorry. Can't help
okay.
myself.
Well, what is it?
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see. I couldn't. I've got my window a little bit smaller because I'm looking at stats and stuff.
It was Jason Kidd being asked to summarize the Mavericks season, and he called it an incredible season.
Dude, let's go. Well, I mean, how many seasons do you make a trade that's like the Babe Ruth trade? I mean, that's pretty incredible. Like, it's a very unique, incredible season. Can't deny it.
Just so tired, man. I'm so tired.
I knew that's incredible season. When you look at the injuries, the challenge, like for us to play in this game, it's incredible. And like, he is kind of right in that sense. Like, you don't say incredible season. Like, you don't say that.
I mean,
you could say when you look at the injuries, for us to be playing in this game, it's kind of, I'm proud of that. Because yeah, like they didn't like I don't know what Jason Kidd
talk about that. That's important.
I don't know what Jason Kidd did since he left Milwaukee, because like those teams hated him and his Nets teams.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty clear that he never loses. Like, he didn't lose the locker room in 2023 when that season went down the drain. He didn't lose the locker room this season. Like, they should have probably lost this game by like 35 points, and they never did. Now, you're not raising any banners, and I'm not trying to pat them on the ass, but like they don't really quit. Like, they might suck and still lose. Like, what is it? You love to talk about how people were asking the Mavs to tank, and you're like, guys, they're just going to lose. They don't need to try to lose. They're going to lose. So that's part of it. But like, they don't. Like, I even tonight, like, did you feel like they're giving up? Like, they're not giving up on kids. Like, we've seen
you want to know
teams
something?
give up on their coaches, and that just doesn't seem to happen. It's weird.
Can't remember what player podcast I saw this from, but it was a player podcast, like former player podcast, that basically said, of course these guys are going to play their butts off for Jason Kidd. They're terrified of losing their jobs because they all suck. And that just sort of sticks with me.
Yeah, it helps. Like, Brandon Williams is playing. He was playing for a contract. Like, that helps for sure. But
I just don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know how to do it.
I think
we're this.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about the game. I just want to say, I know people are mad at me for what I said last podcast, where I wanted it to, I'm hoping the season ends so we can just move on. And I'm still stand by that. If people are mad about it, that's fine too. Like, you're allowed to be mad about it. I don't care. You have, no, I know, but people have options. There are a lot of people that make good Mavs podcasts. If you want to go listen to another one, you should do that, because there's good ones. But like, we all need a break. Like, everyone does. Fans, I wrote that in the recap. Like, I got into a little Twitter kerfuffle with Jeff Skinwade and Jason Gallagher. And like, I went back and reread, like, and it's just like, what is the point? Like, why are we?
You guys are all arguing about something that you ultimately agree about, but you can't really say.
Yeah, right. Like, everyone needs to take a pause. Everyone needs to stop thinking about Mavericks basketball for like 3 weeks, because everyone is miserable, and it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. It doesn't matter if you're a fan. Doesn't matter if you're media. Doesn't matter if you're a team employee. Doesn't matter if you're a player. The players don't seem too thrilled either about any of this either, by the way. Having their home court advantage get ruined because of an idiotic trade. Team employees don't seem happy about it either, and they're caught in this, well, we're pissed off, but we can't really say it because we don't want to get fired. And obviously fans and media are pissed off for various, like, everyone's mad, and we're all arguing around why we're mad. Some people can say it, some people can't. Like, it's just not worth it. Like, let's just stop thinking about this for a second. Let everyone just chill out. Like, we could keep doing our thing, but like, that's the kind of point where I was just like, man, everyone's just getting, like, everyone's so mad. Like, everyone's so miserable.
No, I mean,
and it just sucks. And I'm just glad that we can maybe take a break, because everyone needs a break.
Today's Friday. I spent part of my Wednesday. The guy who goes to Mavs games and has been shouting "Fire Nico," and before that, he spent an entire season shouting "Fire Kid." I think his name's Chris. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. I'm not meaning to shade any one person, but I got into a big kind of kerfuffle, just being like, "Look, I don't care how Nico Harrison goes. I want him to go. I don't want." There's no credit. There's no leading a revolution. This is not serious enough. It's not serious enough. It's basketball. It's sports.
Yeah, this is taking up way too much of my day and my brain.
But
yeah,
we have chosen for it to matter to us.
Yep.
So I don't want to disrespect anybody who cares that much, including Chris. I don't mean to. But I think your advice is largely correct, where it's just like, everybody needs to take a lap, because look, we're not, like, this is an unfortunate part about this. We're not getting Nico Harrison fired. We're not getting Jason Kidd fired. Do you know what's going to get them fired? The facts, the results. That'll happen eventually. It just will. These guys are fucked, and they know it. They know it. Kidd, Harrison, they're doomed. It's a matter of how long does the doom hang over them? Because they're going to get fired. There's no question of that. It's, do they do it before they do the franchise even more harm?
Right.
That we can't answer.
I'm curious about your opinion. Because I personally, for the last month or so, have felt that Nico is probably not going to get fired until 2026, whether that's midseason or after next season. Because in my head, I felt like if Dumont is dumb enough to approve this trade, he's probably dumb enough to listen to Nico pitch him, hey, give me another year. Injuries ruined it. We'll be healthy. At least give me that time to show you how this will work. And I could totally believe that. But I'm not going to lie. I'm starting to wobble on that again because this loss was so bad. It was on national TV. There was no other game on it. Dumont was there sitting courtside.
Dumont mandated that roundtable interview. And Nico, guys, Nico did his, it brought me and Jake from the dumb zone on the same fucking page. I wish I could explain to you guys why I find that significant, because Jake and I have not gotten along in 10 years. And then he had me on his own show to talk about how fucked this is. It's bad. I've been involved professionally in some really funny work situations that were like national news. This is eclipsing.
Yeah.
There's nothing like this, guys. We're never going to see this ever again. Right. Ever again. Because the situation, Nico Harrison was not qualified to be GM. Patrick Dumont extended his contract. Nico used, let's just call it office tactics to basically shove Cuban out. And he then exploited a loophole, essentially a loophole to force Luka Doncic out. And the bottom line here, guys, and this is we just keep talking about this. People are like, there just must be something we don't know. No, Nico keeps telling us. He told us for an hour. He told us for an hour that he didn't like Luka Doncic.
Yeah, not his guy.
Not his guy.
Yep.
It's just like Steph Curry wasn't his guy at Nike. He's going to be remembered for 2 historically bad misgambles. And the best part about this is he genuinely doesn't seem to understand how fucked he is. Look at his face. They kept showing him and he just looked like he was smelling his own farts. He was just
yeah, I don't know.
Why is this happening? I believe defense wins championships. Defense wins championships. Oh, we didn't fire anybody. He's a putz. And he's never been put in a situation like this. That much I can tell you. I went and read a lot about this guy's professional history. He kept making the right call at the right time, which is why he's this arrogant. He is the arrogance involved in his situation. I've never seen anything like it. We will never it's insane.
I mean, it's like trading. It's like if instead of LeBron leaving voluntarily in 2010 to the Miami Heat, if the Cleveland Cavaliers traded him after they lost, after they lost in the finals to the Spurs in 2007, no one's gonna these guys don't get traded unless they ask for it, and
they don't.
It's I mean, it's literally. I mean, I keep thinking about it. It's literally never happened. I got blinders for other sports, but in the NBA, I mean, it's just.
I'll tell you though, but it's never happened. So. And this is important for you and me, and for those of us at Mavs Moneyball who make content, just making stuff, and it's we provide, not me. Our site provides an outlet for people who are interested in covering the Dallas Mavericks in some way, shape, or form, including in some Dallas Wings coverage. I want people to have a creative outlet. But none of us get paid. is all largely a labor of love. And I will tell you, one of the things that I'm just really tired of is I'm really tired of like being sad. Your fan brain is dead. But every time something happens with Luka, like today, the ESPN interview with Malika Andrews, like,
dude,
that was genuinely upsetting.
Yeah.
It was, and it's another day, another thing. We didn't even get to talk about Adam Silver embarrassing himself on the Pat how do you say his name? McAfee's show, where he just lied. If you're a conspiracy theorist,
it was incredible.
Adam Silver is like, let me pour some kerosene on this, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's every day. And I am tired of being sad.
It's not going away because Luka plays for like the most popular sports franchise in the world for the most part, or at least, maybe North America, like not the world, certainly not the world, but you know what I mean? Like,
Bill Alien in the chat says he's not watched the Malika interview yet. And like,
Luka's going to be on national TV 35 times a game for the rest of our lives, like until he retires. Like you're not going to get away from it.
And what Luka said today was he was just like, why does Nico keep like? I'm paraphrasing here, but he essentially said like, why does Nico keep talking about me like that? Like Nico Harrison is toxic. Luka called him out on national TV today. And so for Nico Harrison to act like he can somehow attract players. Sorry, I sound like a dying goose. Too much Dallas pollen for me recently.
No, it's been awful. It's been terrible.
Raymond DiLorenzo asks, what did Silver lie about? I don't even know how to answer that question properly. Josh, do you want to try?
Yeah, I didn't. I just saw the full. I mean, what did he say? He said, oh my God, I'm trying to pull it up. I know I've got it up. Because I think they were talking about like how do you feel about how the season's gone?
Like Dallas did.
He said, I think you saw tremendous competition around the league. This is why says ratings picked up in the second half. I think you saw tremendous competition around the league. Healthy stars, a trade that attracted a lot of attention. A bunch of things happened in the league, generated a lot of interest. What a great trade. A lot of attention. Isn't that wonderful, Kirk? That trade attracted so much attention, and the NBA is profiting off it. That's so great. Adam Silver is proud of the second half ratings because of that trade and all that attention it brought. Yeah. And now, just like the Mavericks drafted 2 All-NBA guards in 2018 in the same draft, and now none of them are on the team by the team's own volition. By the way, like the team decided we don't want those 2 anymore.
I know, man.
And now they're not here. It's crazy.
Well, all right. I'm gonna do a secondary show against my better judgment. It's 12:15, but we have some super chats I want to read. Luca Fan 77 says, thank you guys for all the shit you guys dealt with. I know it hasn't been fun. Well, community's fun, so we appreciate you, Luca Fan 77. My man Cowboy says, I'm curious if the Dallas Mavericks will retire Luka Doncic's jersey. Also, the irony that the Mavericks could bury his name like they did Mark Aguirre's. I actually think that second thing is much more likely. They have been so weird about jersey retirements. It's going to take a whole new thing going on. Like Cuban's unwillingness to do it is one of the many dumb shit things that happened during the Cuban experience. Paul Armstrong says 8 seasons, 7 with Nola, 1 in Dallas, and AD gets to round 2 once. Oh, is that true?
Wait, what was it again?
He says in 8 seasons.
Yeah.
7. Well, he says 7 with New Orleans and 1 in Dallas. That's not right because he's been with the Lakers.
I think he's saying for all non-Lakers seasons. He's only gotten to round 2 once. Yeah, as a non-Laker.
Sick burn.
No, he's never been the best player on a team that's gone to the conference finals. I mean, that's the fucking truth. I'm not even trying to be mean to him.
You're right. My friend Daman Rangula says, cheers, fellas. Daman, you're not here anymore. You're a Lakers fan. I hate you. I love you. It's okay. Twan says, Kid and Nico, another day closer to being canned. Nico brought in all these Luka merchants, and they were all exposed. Oh, God, great take. Great job. Big thanks to Kirk and Josh for supporting us heartbroken Mavs fans for life. And then Waylon Jennings gave us $5. So
thank you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So give me like a few seconds here to go ahead and post this stuff in the
Go get some
comments
water.
there, and you can join the live show. And then we will be right back. But thank you so much, guys, for all of your support. The last year. If you're listening on audio outlets, we'll be back at some point. Like today's, we'll probably be back like Monday or Tuesday.
Time to cover the draft.
That's right. That's right. So Josh and I, thank you so much for hanging out. This has been Kirk Henderson and Josh Bowe. I'm going to play our briefly new weird music. So we'll be right back. And those listening on an audio or on an audio format, I'll post this show sometime Saturday or Sunday. Go Mavs!